In 1976, at the Montreal Olympics, the gymnastics scoreboard literally broke because it couldn't display a perfect 10. That moment established the Romanian national program as the global standard, a sovereign dynasty defined by absolute precision and a strict classical elegance. That dynasty was fueled by the National Training Center at Deva. It operated as a highly centralized, demanding factory system. Young athletes were expected to be compliant instruments, subordinating their personal identities entirely to the rigorous expectations of the state. But as the global landscape of the sport modernized, that machinery began to fail. State funding contracted, and the rigid cultural model struggled to adapt to modern standards of athlete welfare, breaking a pipeline that produced champions for 30 years. This chart shows Romanian Olympic gymnastics team medals over 4 decades. You can see a steady, dominant presence that suddenly flatlines right after the 2012 London Games. For the next 2 Olympic cycles, Rio in 2016 and Tokyo in 2020, Romania failed to qualify a full team. To revive its legacy, the country didn't need another quiet soldier following the old rules. It required a complete departure from the historical blueprint. In the eastern Romanian city of Focșani, coaches at a local sports school noticed a 4-year-old with uncontainable physical energy. They gave her a nickname, Argent Viu, or Living Silver. Unlike previous generations trained to accept instructions in silence, she asked questions. She wanted to know the specific mechanics and the reasoning behind her training, insisting on being an active participant in her own development. Her intuitive understanding of spatial relationships and fearless commitment to complex tumbling made it obvious that strict, punitive confinement wouldn't work. Her coaches realized she needed a liberated environment to actually thrive. That combination of internal physical drive and sharp intellectual curiosity produced a completely different kind of competitor for the national team. As a junior, she swept all 6 possible gold medals at the 2020 European Championships in Mersin, winning the team, all-around, vault, uneven bars, balance beam, and floor exercise titles in a single week. By 2023, at the World Championships in Antwerp, her stoic reliability across all 4 apparatuses anchored a young, rebuilding Romanian squad, securing their qualification for the Paris 2024 Olympics. Her success on the competition floor was underwritten by an equally rigorous life outside the gymnasium. She graduated as high school valedictorian, scoring a perfect 10.0 in geography and a 9.80 in history on her baccalaureate exams, the highly demanding standardized tests required for university admission in Romania. At age 14, she competed in the Physics Olympics. During intensive national gymnastics training camps, she spent her downtime reading heavy novels and studying literature on sustainable technologies. This broad academic foundation provided a psychological armor. Because her identity was anchored in multiple disciplines, she was insulated from being entirely consumed by the singular, crushing pressure of elite sport. That psychological armor was severely tested during the women's floor exercise final at the Paris 2024 Olympics. The Bercy Arena was unusually tense, filled with thousands of spectators, generating an intense, compressed atmosphere. She delivered a razor-sharp routine, earning a 13.700. Believing she had secured the Olympic bronze medal, she grabbed the Romanian flag and began to celebrate. This timeline maps the administrative failure. Rules dictate a strict 1-minute window to contest a score. An inquiry for gymnast Jordan Childs was filed 64 seconds after the score posted, 4 seconds late. Officials accepted it anyway, stripping her of the bronze medal. A massive legal battle followed at the Court of Arbitration for Sport, the international body resolving athletic disputes, over the enforcement of that 1-minute deadline. The controversy quickly devolved into a bitter nationalistic war on social media. While the internet tore itself apart, she took to the microphone and stated clearly that no athlete was at fault for an administrative error. She advocated publicly that she, Jordan Childs, and teammate Sabrina Minescu-Voinea should all receive bronze medals. Her refusal to participate in the institutional mudslinging demonstrated how an 18-year-old athlete could navigate a massive systemic failure with far more moral clarity than the governing bodies themselves. Following the Olympics, she executed a highly publicized club transfer, moving from the historic military club CSA Steaua to their fierce rivals CS Dinamo. This was a calculated negotiation. The transfer legally secured her professional autonomy, allowing her to reside and train in the United States while maintaining her eligibility to compete for the Romanian national team. That legal maneuvering enabled her to enroll at Stanford University. She became the first active Romanian national team member to compete in the American NCAA collegiate system. The NCAA governs high-level university athletics in the U.S., offering a uniquely dense and highly collaborative competitive season. This transition shattered the traditional Eastern European blueprint of geographic isolation. It proved an elite gymnast could conduct global academic research and compete for a collegiate team in California without abandoning her national flag. On March 7, 2026, the Stanford Cardinal hosted the UCLA Bruins. It marked the first time she and Jordan Chiles shared a competition floor since the controversy in Paris. Dismantling months of adversarial media narratives, the two collegiate gymnasts found each other on the floor and shared a genuine, warm embrace, cheering each other on throughout the meet. Ending Romania's 12-year medal drought secured her place in national history. Rebuilding the archetype of the elite athlete secured her place in the sport's history. She proved that champions are built on intellect, grace, and absolute autonomy.